Hello and welcome back to Mzansi. We're back again. It is that time of the night where we have to deliberate at what happened. Right, and we hope that you're going to be here with us, going through this journey with us. And like the video, one-on-one relationship, like the video, share the video, interact with the video. If you haven't seen the video that we did yesterday, please go check it, and other videos that you probably might be left behind on. It's time. Why should you be sitting and be bored when you have other videos that you have not catched up on? Please do catch up on those videos. We still would like to have the views increase on the other videos. When you get a chance, those who have not watched, please go and watch so that you get the full story. So we are here. It is the time for us to do what we do best, which is to talk about the case. Welcome. Minsani means maku. Yes. Yes, it's welcome, guys. Welcome, our members, Maseram, our member, Maisha. Thank you for joining us. Please like the video on your way in, and do say hi to us. We are here. Sure, we still need to talk to you as much as we deliberate. Emily, the court was short today. Yes. Obvious because Nis was not there, and yes. Obvious, I think Nisi needed more time.
But they say he's appearing at a junior court. I think it's a regional court.
It's a regional court. I'm hoping that he did prepare.
If he didn't, he's not sleeping tonight. He must prepare. Because
Sereo there
is giving essay answers and whatnot, going about the bushes before answering a question. It's a lot.
Yes. Actually, it was better today with Mshololo and Ngumal.
No, actually, I think it's because Mshololo kept hers very short and precise. But it still didn't take away from the fact that Sereo is giving very long answers.
Yeah. Pepcon, thank you. Ndaba Ndiweni. Hello. Hello, Ziri. Mohabi. Hello, everyone. Guys, we greet you. I'm making sure that I greet you now so that when we get out and we haven't called your name, Tabi, Stole, hello. Indalo, hello. Nokukhanya Ngobo, hello, Mapoloba. Mamela. Hello, Skunana. Patra, Mtetwa, hello. Hello, everyone, guys. Hello, everyone. Go Nivere. Hello. Hello, Vuisile. Elisa. Hello. To me. Hello. Queen Sa. Linda Dube. Vusutando. Hello, everyone. Let's continue, Emil. Let us start.
Hi, guys. Welcome back to the Mzansi Reality YouTube channel. We are still deliberating on the Senzo Meyiwa trial. Although most of us feel like at this point it's no longer about Senzo. It's about something else. Yeah, it's a movie. It's a drama series that will not end anytime soon. Well, this morning, court proceedings started with Mr. Ramasipele not being in court, and Baloyi said that he was not here or was not in court yet, but he was making attempts to check on him. He even sent him a message, is what he said, because he didn't send him a message. He said that Ramasipele usually sends a message if he's going to be late. He communicates. However, today he was not. And he said that they don't have a message from him. So the court instructed that he be called. So Baloyi said that his phone is just ringing, and he was saying that he's probably on his way to court. But normally he communicates. Then Baloyi asked if they should continue in his absence. The judge, of course, said no. What's funny is that he's got a cell phone and then he does not answer it. Well, as Ngumal was about to suggest that they have a short adjournment, Ramasipele arrived just on time. Just on time, he arrived. And as he was arriving, Baloyi said that there was something that he wanted to correct from Ramosipile's cross-examination of Sereo yesterday. Baloyi said that Lieutenant Colonel Sereo peer-reviewed test bullet 5 and 9 to see if he found the same marks that Lieutenant Colonel Mangena found, and if the impression has been created that Lieutenant Colonel Mangena arrived at a positive identification based on test bullet 5 and 9. That is not his evidence. He said that his evidence was that he looked at all the test bullets and came to a conclusion of a positive finding based on all the test bullets. But he selected the test bullet 5 and 9 for the purpose of compiling court charts. That's what he said. But then Ramosipile said that it may have been in the moment of his cross-examination, but that is how he understood Mr. Mangena to be saying that he tested all 3 to 10, but having looked at them, all he preferred was 5 and 9 for his comparison. So he agreed with the state. But then Baloyi said that it was not only that he looked at them, but he positively, look at Baloyi stretching things, he positively connected those bullets to the evidence bullet. We move from he verified and then he used test bullet 5 and 9 to make his comparisons to he tested all the bullets. What is going on, Mr. Anonymous, with Mr. Baloyi here?
It's what has been happening.
Because that was not the evidence yesterday.
Him and the judge, that's what they do most of the time. The blood, the DNA, that's what they do. CD, let me thank this before. CD Anna Mohapi, thank you very much for gifting 10 members. I hope that they maintain, and then eventually giving us something to look at, which is 140. Thank you very much for that. And I genuinely think, I could be wrong, I always guess that the first time you were probably gifting us and then it went to members. But you can tell me if I'm not wrong, if I'm wrong. But thank you for both. They do contribute to the channel. Thank you very much.
Well, Tini Anamohapi is a rare breed.
Yeah.
I
and you're a member.
Yes, I appreciate her so much. I hope wherever you are watching that you are abundantly blessed. Like, I don't know anybody like her on these YouTube streets. So God bless you, and may your portion increase and
even
increase.
More. We pray for that, and we hope that will happen.
But then let's get back to this shenanigans that Baloyi was trying to do. And I'm like, what is happening? Why does it look like he wants Sereo to now take ownership of not only verifying but testing? I guess there's a process where he said he verified all the test bullets, but then he's saying that he used test bullet 5 and test bullet 9 to make a comparison so that he can be able to verify test bullet 4 and test bullet 8 of Mangena.
You know why they're taking advantage of this situation is because of that parting gift that happened after Ramosipile's good work, and then he goes back and say, actually you did well. So Baloyi, being what he is, he uses that because you have given this guy this good note on your way out. Why not take an advantage of that? Why not even add more that he now, not Mangena, that you all didn't like, say he positively identified everything and linked it to the evidence bullet? Why not do that?
Well, for me, the confusing part is when Ramosipile agreed, and said correctly so. And the judge says, okay, as long as you guys agree, the evidence will show that. And I'm like, but why is Ramosipile agreeing?
You know.
Or was he because he came late and he didn't want to make a fuss?
He was not ready. And Baloyi, being Baloyi, took an advantage of the fact that he's already in a wrong position. But also, Ramasipit is a very good lawyer. Very in terms of researching and doing everything that he needs to do. Literature part, I think, is the top when it comes to those defense that is sitting there. But there are a few things that in fact, not few. There's one thing that I can fault with him. I like the fact that he's now evolved around this case and now he's taking a stand where he needs to take a stand, not a stepping stone. I think his way of processing information at the scene, when it comes right there,
instantly.
it is not as fast as I would like it to be for a lawyer. Because what Baloyi said there is actually wrong.
Very wrong.
Very wrong.
I mean, to me, it sounded like
there are a few things that these lawyers can take from each other. Let me tell you this. Nisi has a problem of hearing a bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he uses that to his advantage. You know how? When you give him something and it's in a hurry and it's in a hush, he would say, sorry? He's buying himself time to think and process. He heard you. Most of the time I've realized that he probably would have heard you. But he wants you to repeat that so that he can put the words together to counter if he needs to counter, or even digest the things. So Ramusipile on the other side, when he's under pressure or when he feels that he has done something wrong, he sometimes feels like he needs to overcompensate. What Baloyi is literally saying is that all those test bullets were linked to an exhibit bullet, which is a lie. The guy was just testing if they're all coming from the same gun. That's what the guy did. Linking them is stretching it.
He
was
a lie. Stretching it.
And then you accepted it. The judge was happy. You accepted it.
He was like, oh, as long as you guys agree. It was like manna from heaven. So, but absolutely, tomorrow you need to correct that. The first thing in the morning.
Yeah, he needs to correct that.
You need to correct that quick. Fast.
Because it's like you're admitting that,
you need to correct it. I don't know why it never clicked. Even towards the end, Baloyi was asked about it by the judge, but then he was asking in terms of the other four that said that they verified. Turns out now it's changing from verified to agreed. So you need to correct it, Ramusipile, tomorrow morning. The first thing, you must ask for permission
to correct, to put the record straight. You cannot admit that there was a link with those bullets, all of them. No, the guy said he went through all of them.
Exactly.
Was there any point where he said he positively ID all of them?
No.
Then if that is the case, where would this, what is it called? Stoppage. Is it stoppage or slippage? Where would that be with the other bullets? Then the question is even if they could all positively identify them, why would they have to shoot 8 more?
This to me also proved that Advocate Baloyi is not understanding this ballistic evidence.
No, it's not. No, that's not. That does not prove that. No.
It doesn't.
What this proves to me is the sneakiness of Baloyi, in my opinion.
So
Baloyi is sneaky. And it worries me because in court, this is not a game. This is not a game. This is people's life. You come with your sneakiness and then now you expect us to believe all that. If you can sneak things around like this.
A day later before objecting, why was he not objecting throughout the cross-examination to see if he was really following or not? But then he waits like a day later and then comes right in the morning when Ramusipile is in a rush. And then he
uses that because you are in a wrong position. You are obviously wrong for being in court late. Hence, you are in a compromised position.
So he waited,
and then he waited for you
later.
As if he's worried about you, and he wants to put a session that is actually wrong in the record.
So what he just did was completely destroy Ramasipili's cross-examination, in my opinion.
Sneaky, da man.
Well, then, Advocate Zitulele
Welcome,
Nxumalo.
Welcome.
Welcome. Advocate Zitulele Nxumalo of accused number 4 started off by saying that he will be standing in for Advocate Mnisi. He said that he communicated yesterday, or Advocate Mnisi, that he was going to be at a regional court today. So the judge asked if he spoke to his client and if he agreed to the arrangement, and Nxumalo said yes. And then he started off by cross-examining Sereo and asking him what his experience at the forensic science laboratory. And Sereo said that he joined the ballistic section of the forensic science laboratory in 1997. That gave him 27 years of experience. And Nxumalo asked him, as a chief forensic analyst, what are your duties? Sereo responded by saying that that his work over and above standard case work, Sereo, included the management and leadership of the operational team. This was also include the allocation of work to team members, review of cases, work allocated to the analyst, performance appraisal of the team members, and reviewing of standard operating procedures, among others. So Nxumalo now asked him about the IBIS system, and Nxumalo asked him if he's worked under this section of the IBIS system, and Nxumalo asked what training he received, and Sereo said that he received a user training where the person is trained on how to acquire fired bullet specimen into the IBIS system. It also involves the training of the member regarding the acquisition of fired bullet specimen in the system. Asked if he has ever worked exclusively in the IBIS section, and Sereo said that currently he's in ballistic analysis subsection. IBIS analysis is also a separate subsection, but both are falling under ballistic section. He still hasn't answered the question. Then Nxumalo asked
Which
him
was
the same question again, which is if he's worked exclusively in the IBIS section. Sereo answered that he has never worked under IBIS subsection, but he did acquire some tests and exhibit specimen into the system that was before IBIS became an independent subsection.
He was a capturer.
Yes, what he meant by this is that at some point in his career, he did load some of the specimen in the IBIS system. Or
so he was a front-end user.
Or, yes, the bullets or whatever exhibit he has loaded them before in the past, before they divided IBIS and ballistics into separate sections. So then Nxumalo asked him what exhibits are acquired by IBIS, and Sereo said IBIS acquires all bullets from the crime scene and test bullets fired from revolvers and test bullets fired from hunting rifles and all cartridge cases collected from crime scenes from all firearms.
There was a glitch there. He first said all bullets, and if I heard correct, even Mangena said they do put all of them eventually to this IBIS, but they do not acquire the bullets from 9mm. Now all of a sudden it sounds like Mangena, correct me if I'm wrong, he's saying now they don't put in the 9mm bullet there.
That's what Mangena said. But then Sereo today was like, all bullets.
No, even Mangena, initially he said, yes, information is there. But to acquire it, it will take a long time. Do you understand?
Yes, I remember that part.
That is not a mistake. And look at it this way. The problem is acquiring. Listen to that guy who was instructed to do the IBIS thing, the checking, not these ones, Sereo, and listen to the affidavit that this guy is affidavit statement that is reading, where he's being instructed to put these things in IBIS. Do you understand? The initial case, not this one.
Rule of say.
Rule of say, yes. Which is worrisome when someone comes and say, no. It does not happen now like that. Those people, they can lie in court. They don't take that court seriously. They don't take court seriously.
No, they don't take court seriously, unfortunately. They don't.
There's no conscience whatsoever. And I've always questioned that thing of swearing through Christianity side only. Because some people who are not Christians, they can go in and lie. I mean, it doesn't impact them.
No, it doesn't even hit their consciousness.
Yes.
Nope.
Not that I'm picking on Christians, no. But it's true. If I'm not a Christian, if I'm anti-Christian or if I'm not a Christian, you say, hey, put your hand in a Bible. I don't even feel anything. So that's why I can lie with a straight face. So that thing needs to change. It needs to change. Whatever you believe in, that's what you should be swearing. What's the point of swearing if you are not part of that, what I almost said cult? If you're not part of that group of people who believes in whatever that you are swearing on, what's the point? Even Ngizwe, you know, I liked how he did it. They said they use that thing of a Bible. He didn't entertain it. You know what he did?
What did he do?
He saw with his ancestors.
Because that's what he believes in.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what needs to happen. We need to be flexible. We can't have one way of doing things just
honestly,
because.
We do have many belief system and practices.
There's people that can go on the stand and lie.
It's many.
You know, they can go there and lie, some of them, and allegedly. You know, it's okay to lie.
I wanna bayenza kakhulu.
Whatever Ngumalo read after that was to show that these people are not in line with everything else. They are debunking everything that could help us solve the case. Everything. That the bullets are captured on IBIS, they are contradicting themselves.
Yeah, there was a lot of contradiction here on the bullets being
which is a sign of lies.
Well, Sereo said that IBIS acquires all bullets from the crime scene and tests bullets fired from revolvers and tests bullets fired from the hunting rifles and all cartridge cases collected from crime scenes from all firearms. But bullets they require from revolvers and rifles, including all bullets from the crime scene.
Now listen to the evidence given by Mangena. I'm recalling it from the bar of Veiws public opinion. He said they can acquire, they can query the same set of guns, revolver and the rifles. Do you understand? That's what he said they can query because it takes long. In a sense, saying that they do capture everything, but they only query the ones that are not easy to query through the cartridges. Because it takes long, and takes a couple of hours, certain hours, almost a day, or even said 3 days. Now this one now is coming and saying, no. We don't even input 9mm. So all this evidence that they get, if you manage to get your cartridges, they can never trace your gun. Is that what they are saying? Do you even believe that when I yourself, as you are saying it, as a police, do you believe that that is the case?
Because if it is, then we are in
a lot of
trouble.
Well,
Ngumalo then said, what do you mean by it requires bullets from revolvers? Does it include a .38 special? And Sereo said that all different types of revolvers, irrespective of caliber, whether it's a .44, a .38, or a .22, he confirmed that it acquired bullets from any type of firearm. Doesn't this contradict what Mangena said about 9mm bullets not being loaded, only the cartridges or something like that?
Who said that?
Mangena.
Later, when he realized that it is going to hinge on the issues of then this bullet was tested. Their theory that they are coming with here in that court is that the reason why rule-offs couldn't be picked up is because they only did whatever they did through cartridges and captured cartridges. They never captured the bullets. But when you hear the the instruction, both bullets and the gun was captured. That's what Nxumalo was trying to prove through that letter.
So Nxumalo asked him if it is still the position till date, and Sereo said that it's still the position in practice. He might not be able to give the specifics or details because he's not working at the subsection currently. Nxumalo asked him, how does IBIS work? And Sereo said that IBIS is an automated ballistic system. All data from fired bullets and cartridges is being compared by the system. Sereo added that the system was introduced to make a labor-intensive and time-consuming job easier. Sereo added that when the system picks up a lead about some cases, it draws them so that a forensic analyst can then confirm the match. He said an analyst will then do the confirmation. Nxumalo went to accused number 4, and when he came back, he now moved to evidence relating to a firearm confiscated from accused number 3, Mthombisi Ncube, in 2015. And he said that Warrant Officer Masondo and Sergeant Dlamini are the ones who were responsible for this firearm, and Warrant Officer Masondo is the one who entered the exhibit into the SAP 13 of the Cleveland police station. He went to the record where Warrant Officer Masondo said that the 9mm was received by ballistics on the 12th of February 2015, and this was for a Cleveland case. Nxumalo read out the investigations that needed to be done, including whether the firearm was working or not, and if it is linked to any crimes. The request also included etching of the serial number of that weapon, and the details were requested to be forwarded to Constable Dlamini of Provincial Investigation Unit. The letter was signed by the head of Provincial Unit in the taxi violence, Major Bayet. So for me, this is very interesting that Major Bayet, the very same Bayet who called Mangena to go attend the crime scene on the 27th of October, is in the taxi violence unit.
Which is in line with what this guy was being wanted for, right?
Yes. Accused number 3, Mthombisi Ncube. He was, the Cleveland case allegedly is about the deleting of a taxi owner, allegedly. So, this taxi violence unit, isn't Gininda from the same taxi violent unit?
Some would even say allegedly even Mjiako.
It's all alleged at this point. But yeah, this taxi violence unit is all over Senzo's case, in my opinion.
The team.
The team. Or people who've worked in that team. Maybe they don't work in the, some went to the cold case, right? So then Nxumalo then moved to an affidavit by Colonel Rulofse. This is the first ballistic analyst who tested the firearm in relation to the Cleveland case. In his affidavit, Rulofse confirmed that he received a sealed forensic bag on the 13th of February 2015 with the following: one 9mm Parabellum CZ75 and one magazine 18 to 9mm cartridges not marked, and 10 to 9mm short caliber cartridges. And Nxumalo went on to indicate that in his test, Rulofse said he found the weapon to be in a good working condition. On the 18th of February 2015, his tests were sealed in an evidence bag and filed with the Cleveland case. Sereo said that he agreed that Warrant Officer Rulofse would have finalized his examination around the 18th of February 2015. So Nxumalo then referred to another letter which was drafted by the local criminal record center, and the letter accompanied the exhibits.
Do you understand why he was asking that?
Which were taken to the scene, to the ballistic unit.
Do you understand why he was asking about the finishing of Rulofse's case?
No.
Because the IBIS, that's where he was going, would have then captured the case.
Oh,
the bullets, the cartridges.
Yes, it would have if they had entered it into the IBIS system.
Yes, they did. They were instructed. So he later shows that they were instructed. There was instructions as such to take. Please put 1, 2, 3, capture 1, 2, 3 for this exhibit.
For the Cleveland
case. Yes.
So it said on the 27th of October at 00:20, Constable Musia arrived at the scene and found the following exhibits: a bullet jacket from the kitchen floor, packed and sealed in a forensic bag, and a projectile found on the cupboard was also packed. So both of those exhibits were packed in a sealed bag. There was a further request for this to be examined under IBIS and to be kept for later possible comparison. So Ngumalo then asked the question from the IBIS, when were these meant to be loaded?
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking about the projectile from the kitchen top and the one from the floor.
Yes.
So Sereo then said the exhibits will be examined by a ballistic analyst who is situated at ballistic analysis. That is where I'm also situated also currently.
Not answering the question. The question is, when? On a normal day, when a case like this happened, would these things be loaded on the IBIS? How long? Is it after the case, during the case, on a case of examining? When? Simple as that. Don't talk about about you work there. It's not about that. It's literally not about that. Guys, just remind you to like this.
Sereo, Sereo will do this.
And not answer. Simple question. Straightforward question. On a normal day, on average, how long does it take for these things to be loaded on the system?
And then he said from there on the case file will be handed over to IBIS subsection where the bullet will be acquired on the IBIS system. And then Ngumalo asked him, so the first examiner, when he is examining the exhibit, for what purpose is he examining the exhibit? Sereo said, let me focus on the bullets themselves. So in the case of bullets, he will examine the bullets and determine the caliber of that bullet. And he will issue a report stating the caliber of that bullet. But over and above that, he will examine the bullet to see if it's suitable for IBIS acquisition. If it is damaged or has excessive slippage, he may not send it to IBIS because IBIS is working with certain parameters. Ngumalo then asked him,
a question was, why would they examine these things? What are they looking for? Simple as that. And you go on, you explain the whole process of examining. You know, it's like when you ask him a question, he picks one weight and he explains that weight. I'm looking for an answer. Is that thing of a test if you do not know the answer?
You explain.
And then you start explaining the whole question from each weight.
Yes, that was the strategy.
Trying to fish around from what could be right, what could be wrong. The lecturer will later realize
you don't know.
You don't know. But if they don't, they would mark you for those things that you said, even if they were gibberish. But because you're explaining,
well, the higher up you move in education, ain't nobody got time for that. Lecturers will just put an X on you.
I got another thing of you do not leave you do not leave a paper without answering it.
They will just, you don't know. They just mark it wrong. You will inquire with remarking.
I mean, that was one of those people. If I know that, okay, I cannot remember this vividly. Leave that question. I start counting my marks. What do I have? What am I sure of? Okay, I'm sure of this thing. Do I reach 50? Okay, let me work towards 60. In case, if I can reach 7, it's fine. But if I don't remember, I'm not going to waste my time sitting on paper trying to write a full page.
Now, I have to confess that trick would work in primary school, middle school. But then when I got to high school, especially the matric phase, I started realizing that it does not work.
So there was let me say this. There was this lecture.
Leave it alone. It doesn't work.
There was this lecture.
Answer what you know.
there was this lecturer at University of Pretoria. He was teaching us economic growth in our final years. When they ask him, why don't we? So in that module,
yes,
we did not have semester tests for us to actually reach the exam day with a certain marks. You understand?
I did not like modules like that.
So there was only one assignment that was properly, thoroughly assignment that you would have to write. If you fail it, that means you don't get to write an exam. So this is other white women of no color. You know, they enjoy asking questions. By the way, the lecturer is from Brazil. One of the few who was teaching, is it economic growth? Yeah, it was economic growth. One of the few in this country. So they asked, so he didn't care, by the way. That's what I'm trying to say. There's a man who really did not care about a lot of things. He would say what he thinks anytime. Politics, he would just go straight. One of those lecturers who would be like, is he aware that we are surrounded by people of no color? You know, when he speaks sometimes, he would literally make an example in a class and say, you guys, pointing at people of no color, this is what you did to South Africa. So what happened is they asked a question.
So he would call
Yeah, he was one of those people. He didn't care.
Wow.
So he would tell them, call your parents. I know you call your parents.
Yeah, those ones, they don't play.
So they ask him, why don't you write
You'll
an
have
exam?
AfriForum by your doorstep.
So he was like, why don't you write an exam? He was like, he asked a question. He asked a question. And the question was a bit tricky, but it was an economics question.
Okay.
In the third year class. He asked a question, no one answered, even the person who was asking, why don't we write semester tests to qualify for an exam and all that. He was like, exactly. You see why I don't need you to write these exams? This, from where I come from, it would have been answered by a first year student in economics. You are in a third year class, but you cannot answer that.
Oh, he was spicy.
And then it was quiet. Everyone was quiet.
I can imagine all the students of no color.
Yeah, so
who get distinctions.
So his exams were basically essays. You had 5 essays. You have to write those essays, 2 of them. You get them right, you remember all the things that are there in each essay, you pass. If you don't, you fail. So we wrote an exam. I was sitting next to my friend. This is a friend of mine. He's from Venda. So we were writing. And I'm looking over there. I'm like, this guy has like 5 pages of these essays. And I only have 2. And I'm done. I was like, I'm going to fail. Yeah. And we were all afraid of that module because people were failing it. People were repeating it.
How can you not fail if you are not being tested? I hate modules like that. I don't like them.
And that guy was that type of a lecturer who would actually remember. He had a good memory. When he come across you, this other guy came in carrying an iPad in a class and he opened it. And this guy, before he started the class, first day, he was like, yeah, I remember you. You were here doing exactly that, opening that expensive gadget that you have there. Yes, I was like, I'm not repeating this class. No way I'm repeating this class. So when the result came out, my friend did not even get into re-exam. I passed. I didn't even look back. Don't ask me what I got. I got my daughter's score.
But that's score.
But
as long as you're out.
With certain percentage. Now on top of that, that's it. I met the threshold. I was like, thank you, I'm done.
So the one with 5 pages.
I had to start afresh and redo that. I left him doing that. But what I'm trying to say is that that's where I realized, Wuti, this thing of just filling the paper, if you feel like it does not work at a higher institution.
No, it doesn't.
No, it does not.
I clocked that very quick. After failing several times, you're like, this is a waste of time. Straight to the point. If I don't know it, I skip it. If I don't know it, I skip it. Have you ever had a module where they marked you negatively?
Yeah, I know there was engineering students were always complaining about
if you don't know, leave it alone. Otherwise, you're going to lose
the mark for something that you could have left the space for. Yeah, but
so it's quite clear that with Sereo, he wouldn't stand such modules. I hate them as well.
He writes, you would probably write 5 pages.
Yes.
Not answering even one question.
I need to be quizzed on a weekly basis. Okay, quiz me. Remind me of what I need to study on a weekly basis. Don't just leave me and then tell me there's an exam. I can't. By the time I want to study, it's already late. So Rulofse then said, not Rulofse, Sereo said that the way that he sees it from the documents that have just been supplied to him, Rulofse received a firearm in a different case. So his examination will be based on the mandate of that particular case. He will issue a report separate from the one of this case. Sereo continued to explain that the ballistic analyst would first examine, then continue to hand in over to IBIS to issue a report. Further on, he said that if there is a firearm received under the same case under which the bullet was received, it will be compulsory for that examiner to compare the bullet with the test of the firearm that was received before, because both of them would have been received under the same case reference. So in this case of this bullet, the examiner will examine it, issue a report. Subsequent to that, he will hand the report over to IBIS if the bullet is suitable for IBIS acquisition. So then Nxumalo asked him, when would the process...
If the bullet is suitable for IBIS
acquisition.
So bullets are also for 9mm and any other. They are actually stored on IBIS.
Yes.
But yet they are saying they are not.
They are not. I don't know why they keep doing this to us. They keep saying they are, they don't, they are not, they are, they are not. But I don't believe that they are not. I believe that they are.
No, I don't believe that. Remember, they are also saying IBIS is an international database, right? So a gun could actually do something here and be captured maybe in Eswazini,
yes.
And it still comes back here to account also for the cases that are in South Africa.
Yes. So Nxumalo then said, when would the process of examination of the bullet and the sending of the bullet to IBIS, and in regard to the fact that the ballistic unit receives the letter or received this letter only on the 30th of October 2014, and Sereo said that he could not give an exact period, but what must happen is that immediately when the examination process has been concluded, the case file, which includes the report, has been reviewed by the reviewer. The case file can now be submitted to IBIS for the specimen to be acquired. So Nxumalo then went on to Sereo's affidavit, where he said that on the 23rd of July 2020, he conducted a microscopic verification of fired bullets examined by Lieutenant Colonel Mangena. Nxumalo asked him, is it correct that these standard operational procedures serve as guidelines on how you should conduct your work? Sereo said that's correct. Nxumalo reread those guidelines to him, and then he said, on the issue of IBIS system, was the IBIS system operational during 2014 and 2015? So Sereo answered this by saying that he wasn't sure, but there was a time when its operation was suspended for a very long time as a result of contractual issue. But
no, we did not need that.
But he does not have the finer details of that. That was just a suspension, and it was brought back after the issues were resolved. Then he was asked again, was there a period, again, when a decision was taken that the IBIS system would only require cartridge cases fired from the 9mm pistol? And Sereo said that I report to ballistic case analysis, not IBIS. The bullets which are acquired are from revolvers, rifles, and
You
all
see what
bullets
he's
from
doing
the
here?
scene.
He knows that he can now be had, in my opinion, lying. Because if he answered that question, he was going to need to lie again after lying, in my opinion. That's my opinion. After lying, but lying with a lot of sentence, with a long sentence, if you ask me, and then lying in there and there, putting lies there and there. So now the question is asked direct. It's a difficult question to answer, but now you are distancing yourself as a person who is not answerable to the IBIS team. We know it's a system and it's never your system. It is not the SAPS system. It couldn't have been developed by the SAPS because SAPS does not develop, in my opinion.
Yes.
They are the laziest people in the world, in my opinion. I'm sorry, but I don't see them developing anything. They take what is given to them by the so-called FBIs and what not. So we know that you are not answerable to the team of IBIS. You are using their system.
The problem is they do not utilize BSc graduates. This job, honestly, in my opinion, should be done by someone who has a background in physics.
We have a lot of people who studied computer science who should be developers that don't have jobs.
Have you
never
seen
hear
those investigator crime document, the ID channel, where you'll find that a police officer who was maybe working on an exhibit has a BSc in microbiology or something like that.
No, do you think I'm being petty? But honestly speaking, these are the people who are still using computers that use CD-ROM. If they had developers, they would probably have changed their laptops by now.
They don't want to hear that in this country. They don't want to hear it. Okay, they don't want to develop. They don't want to move with the times. They want to be dependent all the time.
No, it's because it allows them to create crime, to create a case out of nowhere, in my opinion.
Still don't have body cams. And how many years now has America been having body cameras on police
Not
officers?
only America, other countries also.
Even the UK, like they have body cams, I think. I could be wrong. But America, I see
I wouldn't be surprised if they're still using floppy disk. I wouldn't. These people are icon. There's this laptop, Emil, that I've seen, which is heavy. You can actually hit a person or faint very straight. Those old laptops that were strong.
One, the HP one.
I wouldn't be surprised if they're still using those ones.
They're very thick.
These are the same people who are using Windows 1999.
It's like a brick.
That does not even exist.
Even bricks now are lighter than that computer. That computer was heavy.
Waste of time. If you ask me, a lot of things would change with technology, obvious. It would expose a lot of crime that could be done by some bad cops, So that's why.
By phone.
Their dockets are still on paper. It can disappear.
And then the J88 they go missing.
What is it? What is that thing that they needed to sign when they got into where these accused were kept? OBs. They disappear.
Books.
Imagine if you got in and there was sort of an iPad sitting waiting for you. Fill in this iPad type of a thing. There was not gonna be.
Oh, the
I couldn't
clocking
find
system, like in the mind. Where you write, you load into that system, you actually type into it that this is how the condition you found the prisoner before you accepted them. You just type in there.
Oh, we cannot have things like that in South Africa. Maybe our kids would have them. As long as we are still deploying, libala, because omunye yafika nayo save yakhe imali uzokutshela ukuthi 1 billions. We need to technology. Next thing you hear that the dockets were in a building there was water and then everything just vanished.
Like what was happening with the RAF? Oh, many papers, people's cases there. People are waiting for their monies, and
I can bet you even now, even if they were to have the system, I'm sure these ones are the ones who would just come to court and say, we forgot to update, our IT people forgot to update the system so it couldn't capture some of the things. Yes, they were captured, but they disappeared because the system was not updated. These are the people who, in my opinion, are capable of doing that. But let's continue.
Well, then Malo asked him, is it correct that the IBIS system would have acquired this bullet, and this bullet was found in the crime scene around 2015? And Sereo said, under normal circumstances, it would have been acquired, but I also put a qualification to my earlier answer to say the bullet is suitable if the examiner finds it suitable to be acquired.
Do you hear answering of that question? It shows, in my opinion, a contradicting person.
Yes.
He say it would have been acquired, the bullet would have been acquired, not the cartridge.
Not the cartridge, the bullet.
But it's a 9mm.
Yes.
It's not a revolver, not unless they are telling us it changed. Sometimes it becomes a revolver. You know?
Or maybe
he answers that question with
mind.
Confidence, which shows that they are capturing the bullets of all the types of weapons that are there. They are capturing those things. Not this thing of saying that they are not. Hey, we are not. No, they are capturing everything there. Even if it's an object, they capture it and put it there in case it is used somewhere else. They can come and compare.
Yes. So Ngumalo asked him, so you only did your examination on the 20th of July 2020, some 5 years later after the bullet was sent to the forensic science laboratory. And Sereo said yes, he understands. Don't know why. But Ngumalo then stated to Sereo that they were not furnished as the defense with the report that they were referred to. So the report on the caliber of the bullet as well as the report on the IBIS system of the bullet. So Mangena just compiled what he wanted to compile in a report, but specifically what he was working on, the worksheets that he was using, though that documentation did not give it to the defense. So the judge then asked Ngumalo where his cross-examination was taking them to. Where are we going? Where are we going? You know, it's amazing how when something, you'd say Ngumalo was getting warm. You know, he's getting warm here. He's going to where, actually, in my opinion, I feel like every time they move towards the bullet, cross-examination on the bullet, the judge now starts getting weird. But then Ngumalo said that he received training from IBIS Sereo, so he can answer this. But then the judge said, I mean in relation to this witness, because this witness only comes in the verification stage. The evidence you want to elicit from him, you should have elicited that evidence from rule of say. So the same thing was happening with the rule of say, if I can remember correctly, where when he moves to the bullet, it's like, whoa, where are we going? But then Ngumalo said that he did. Yeah, he's like, whoa, every time they get really to the cross-examination of the bullet. Hey,
whoa.
Where are we going? Where are we going with this?
He said that to Ngumalo.
Yes.
I like how he handled it. I like how he highlighted it without highlighting. Actually, they are doing it now. All of them. They are highlighting how irritated the judge is. So when they appeal, that should be clear that at some point the judge would do this.
Well, Ngumalo said that he did. Then the judge said, again, you are repeating it to this witness. He's not repeating it to this witness. This witness is considered a different witness from rule of say. So it's a new question to this witness. Ngumalo then said yes to all the witnesses as part of my cross-examination. The judge said that he just wonders what is the relevance because they had been there for 30 minutes. All of a sudden, time is important. All of a sudden, you are in a rush and in a hurry. All of a sudden, time is of the essence.
Yes.
So Ngumalo said that it is to assist him in the conduct of the case later on.
That's exactly what you do. The record is clear. The judge was irritated. The judge was not ready to listen. The judge was disinterested.
Malo then asked, is there an instance where an investigating officer will request the IBIS system to be done on the exhibits that are sent to the ballistic unit? And Sereo said, according to the procedure, whether or not such a procedure has been submitted, exhibits must be acquired into the IBIS system. And Ngumalo asked him, if the exhibit is sent or acquired by the will that be a report that is issued by the examiner, who does that examination? Who does it? And Sereo said, as I have said, from the ballistic analysis side, there will be a report. From the IBIS side, there will be a report if a hit has been made. The correct word there is a lead. If a lead has been confirmed, then IBIS will issue a report irrespective of whether it was requested. So Ngumalo then asked him, so that report will be in the form of an affidavit in terms of Section 212 of the CPA, Criminal Procedure Act. And Sereo said yes. Ngumalo asked him if he had a copy of the standard operational procedure. Sereo said that he is standing. As he is standing, he does not have it because they are voluminous. He doesn't have them because they are voluminous. There are several examination types at ballistics, so those documents are in big numbers. That is why he does not have them. And that was the end of Ngumalo's cross-examination. Well, Mshololo started with her cross-examination of Sereo after the short adjournment, and she started off by asking more on the qualification experience side. She started off by asking Sereo, on your report, I only see the commissioner of oath. I do not see the date you made the statement. And Sereo said that he issued the report on the 5th of November 2023. It became effective on the date it was commissioned. What happened to that date of September? So this is a report. The affidavit was in September, and the report, he did it last year. So this verification, Emampili, wasn't it done in 2020? The report was done in 2023. Mshololo then asked him, when
after
did you
the testimony
Haibo guys.
of the Ngenas.
Haibo guys. Haibo. Mina ngithi uyenze nge-2020. He verified, and then he went and did the report. So he waits a whole 3 years. And this report is supposed to fly.
It's what they've been saying.
And come on, they don't write
They
down
have
notes.
been saying that, okay, every time you find Baloyi finds himself cornered, he comes up with an answering witness to answer for the cornering.
So Mshololo then asked him, when did you do the examination? And Sereo said the 23rd of July 2020. So a whole 3 years gap in between. For people who don't even make notes. Mshololo then said, so where was the information kept if the information was done 8 years ago? Of course, the judge pointed out the mistake here, throwing in a lot of shade, saying or presuming that Mshololo cannot count. He reminded Mshololo that it was in 2020. My Leonard's sister here says it's 8 years. As for Leonard's sister, no judge, I am done to Mshololo, yes. I can feel it. As my Leonard's sister here says it's 8.
The feeling is mutual.
As for my Leonard's sister, my sister-in-law.
Guys, just like the video, 300 likes, 578 people are on the chat. Please, guys, like the video. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed, and like the video and join the membership. Thank you.
Well, Sereo said that it was actually 3 years. So Mshololo insisted that he answers that question. Yes, thank you for the correction, but answer that question first. And Sereo said that when he verified his findings, there is a worksheet that he completed. So he completed that worksheet, which is affixed to the case file. So Advocate Mshololo asked Sereo when he was declared competent in forensics and by who. And Sereo said that he was declared through forensic ballistic training. It's an in-house declaration. He was declared competent by the institution, not a particular person. So the name is of the institution, or the name of the institution is Forensic Ballistics, which falls under forensic laboratory. So Mshololo now went on to the procedures of when he received exhibits, how they are received at the forensic laboratory. And Sereo said that they come in sealed in evidence bags, put in administrative system of the whole forensic science laboratory, and they will receive an acknowledged receipt of those exhibits. Registration will be done of those exhibits. Then the exhibit will be distributed to various sections of the forensic lab. Further registration is done and then stored in various safes of those subsections awaiting allocation to the examiners. Look at how long this process actually is, you know, and the mere fact that Mangena just took it from the police station and put it in his safe. Look at how many stages there he jumped. It sometimes happens, he says, that analysts do field work. Well, Mangena was not doing field work in this instance when he went and fetched that firearm at Cleveland police station. Like motor vehicles, that firearm is nothing compared to the size of a motor vehicle. Doors or windows, those exhibits, there are exceptions to the standard rule, he says. So those exceptions will dictate whether a small deviation is made with regard to the standard rule. Already creating one would say an excuse for Mangena's lack of following proper procedure when it came to collecting that firearm from the Cleveland police station.
Oh, Nat, thank you very much. Thank you. You've just blessed us as the biggest.
Thank you, Nat. Thank you.
We miss you. We'll be more active soon. In the meantime, keep the lights on. I love you guys so ever much. Thank you.
Thank you.
We appreciate you and love you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nete. Thank you. And may God increase abundantly your finances in these difficult times. Bao economy Ramaphosa. But we'll be okay. We'll be fine. And then he said we may exhibit he said we may store exhibits like tires, okay, and he said that those tires are not in a sealed state. Okay. There are various situations he could not recall that may call
what would
for
tires,
a small...
What would tires do? But they would pick up that there was a soil that it touched. They don't test for that.
Or
that's why they don't need to be preserved.
Maybe there's a situation, maybe in like a heist situation where a tire is shorted.
Okay.
Maybe they want to test whether the bullet, or maybe the bullet is inside or something. But then this is not comparable to what Mangena did. This situation, it sounds like the extremist of extreme. Mangena only collected the firearm and the bullet from Cleveland. The firearm that he could carry in his jacket. It didn't require any form of logistics. You understand? It's just a firearm that he
and in fact, it was on an exhibit bag initially.
You
that
understand?
Means it was supposed to be kept on in an exhibit bag. There is no explanation that you don't put a car in an exhibit bag. We understand that's a big thing. How can you put a car in an exhibit thingy?
He said that it may call for a smaller deviation from
the
the
guy trying to
standard
justify.
course. He's
This is
justifying
where you ask
and
are you
trying to cover his colleague.
Cover
and,
for your colleagues.
You know, he's not doesn't want his colleague to be in trouble. You know, it's giving very much that.
So I've been giving. Here's what you are doing. You're trying to justify the unjustifiable.
Sure, guys, I can't believe we are being exposed to this. I feel like this is too much. My heart can't take it. My heart can't take it. This is too much. Like, listening to this alone will make you like lose faith. Like,
These
lose
people
faith
flip a
in
lot
the police.
of times. They keep on changing their stories. Their stories not consistent. All of them, when they are cornered, they keep on changing.
Even a
Musia came,
like a
flipped
ballistic
everyone.
expert is supposed to exonerate you from something if you did not do it.
Let
You
me
understand
tell
what
you.
I'm saying? They are not supposed to be connected to the people that actually arrested you. But somehow, in this case, everyone
like
is
we are
like
together as
intertwined.
police.
It's strange. I can't get used to it. I'm like, every time, I'm like, yo,
You should get used to it. This is South Africa.
are we this bad?
Let me tell you this thing. Probably the people who did not flip a lot, as much as they had to say it, it's people of no color.
The doctor, Dr. Steenkamp,
They even had to shut
the
him up
pathologist, yes.
because he was telling, based on his experience, what that wound could have been.
That pathologist, I took everything that he was saying, and
Even the one they
I
don't want
didn't
to
get a
call,
sense,
the one who took,
he's taking a side.
the one who took Kelly's
Steenkamp.
They
He's
don't want to
also
call
a
that.
The
Hey.
female on the.
They don't want to call that one because
No,
they
they
heard
don't.
what she said in
And she's a
that
part of the
documentary.
state, but she's not been called in that courtroom to come and testify.
They will never. No way.
The one who said it's a revolver.
In fact, I would have called, if you ask me, if I was going to build a case against you, Amen, and say that you are a mastermind, I would have called Stinker. Because Stinker, in her theory,
Yes, Kelly
would
was
sort
not
would sort
willing
of,
to help.
Yes.
According to
That's
her.
what he said on that documentary.
She said like this.
But they are afraid of calling her. Because
In
he's
fact,
gonna,
she would have
he's gonna
helped
give
them
a testimony of
with
what
the
was
theory of the
said
mastermind.
at the beginning of this whole thing. The problem is that if they call her, he can support that theory of the mastermind. But he's now gonna give more information that she was given when she was born. And that could make things even more harder.
Yes. So then Mshololo said, if the exhibit is received in an open seal bag, can that exhibit be accepted? And Sereo said, if it is brought by the investigating officer, depends who is coming with that exhibit. If it comes via the investigating officer or the member of the local criminal center, it will not be accepted. Now it makes sense why Mangena was the one who had to fetch it at Cleveland. Because had it been brought by the investigating officer themselves, it would not have been accepted. That's what he's saying.
Doesn't make sense.
I don't know. I don't know if it makes sense.
Nothing makes sense here.
Nothing makes sense.
There is no. So now what you are saying, if we say it makes sense, is that these ballistics, when they are immune to being bought. we know South Africa, how we roll, but I'm not saying anything. Allegedly.
Well, Mshololo then asked him, in this case, a firearm was booked out and the analyst allocated it to himself. Is that the procedure? Advocate Baloyi objected, and he raised and told the court that the question be put in its proper perspective. I don't know what proper perspective that is. Just
what
to
Baloyi
say,
was doing with objections is what we call reminders. You know, when you are studying, you create a certain pattern.
Because they kept getting ignored as if they're not valid.
Yeah, they were not valid, really. So it's like you create a reminder.
Reminding.
Yeah, but once I stand up, don't say anything, allegedly. Or try to run away from answering that question.
Hink.
Yeah.
wink, wink, keywords, because somehow Sereo would work himself into, let me demonstrate it here, because he said just to say the exhibit was booked out by the analyst to be examined by himself without giving the background might give a wrong impression to the witness. This is what Baloi said. But then Mshololo asked to continue, and the judge said yes. So Mshololo literally ignored Advocate Baloi's objection and asked Sereo to answer the question. Sereo said...
You would find that at some point Sereo was willing to answer.
Yes.
But later stopped because...
of the objection.
And then you start saying, I don't understand your question. Your question is broad. Nah.
This is what he said. He said, I need to understand the circumstances under which that was done. I have already explained that it's not a one-size-fits-all. There might be a situation or circumstance that call for a deviation from the standard rule. To be able to answer this question, I must be able to understand exactly what happened. Everything, so that I can put my answer in the correct context. Taken from the state prosecutor. You see? Exactly.
Not even taken from the state prosecutor.
It was like a hint.
All they are saying, do not answer. If, in my opinion, it's like, if I stand up, don't answer that thing.
Well, Mshololo, on Mangena's affidavit, on where he states there is sufficient class characteristics but insufficient individual characteristic markings transferred to the bullet, which could be due to difference in bullet material, took a decision to do additional tests. Sereo said that he hears that, and he received, also Mshololo told him, he received these exhibits on the 14th of July, examined and made his findings. And in his findings, he said there's sufficient class characteristics but insufficient individual characteristic markings transferred to this bullet by firearm component during the firing process, which could be due to the difference in bullet material. And as a result, he took a decision to do additional tests of the same material as the exhibit bullet. Now, this is briefly running him through Mangena's affidavit, and she said that's the background. At this time, the firearm had not been received at the lab. This analyst, after receiving an inconclusive finding, went to book out the firearm, which he found in an open sealed bag. She asked, my question is it procedure that an analyst will do an examination, find an inconclusive report, and then another day thereafter goes out to book an exhibit himself, take it to the lab, and make this examination? Well, the judge asked Mshololo to tell the witness that this is Mangena's affidavit and not paint a hypothetical, situation. And then Mshololo was like, I thought he would know these things, It's Mangena who did this. I mean, who else are we talking about?
Why is Mshololo forced to ask a direct question? Because again, to me, that sounds like a hint. Whatever you say, remember this was set by Mangena.
Oh.
Why is she forced?
Why is she forced?
He could be laying the basis.
Who did he
she
verify?
Could be laying the basis of asking direct question of Mangena now. You lay the base. They've been doing it all along. Why now the judge has a problem if the hypothesis questions are asked?
How?
Because they've been firstly creating that impression and then later on ask a direct question that is related to the case. There's nothing wrong with that, right? All of a sudden, the judge interferes. Say, tell him, it's Mangena.
How? But who?
So, do not answer that. In case you want to answer, you are tempted to answer that, you must know that that's Mangena who said that. So, do what you've been doing. Protect your partner, in my opinion. Allegedly.
Well, Sereo said that when he sees the findings in Exhibit 6.1 of Mangena's report as it had been read, this is not the final report, he said. And Mshololo was like, I know it's not the final report. I said it was the first findings of Mangena on the 14th of July 2020. It's an independent finding. And Sereo said, I disagree. That is what it stated in 6.1, that it is a finding. 6.1 only motivates why he went to the station to fetch. It only motivates why he had to fire additional tests.
For someone who likes explaining, it sure is too ignorant to to this. It's a finding. It's a finding. Whether later on it created some motivation for going and fetching the exhibit that was on an open bag, it's a damn finding. And the question is, that the exhibit was open. Mangena said he closed it after finishing with it.
Yes.
But later on he found that it was open.
Yes. Well, Mshololo said that it said he examined and found. That's a finding. And Sereo said, I still maintain that it's just an explanation of why he had to fire additional tests. The finding is in paragraph 9. A ballistic report cannot have two findings with respect to the same thing. That is the problem right there.
It's a finding.
That is the problem right there.
This was a finding.
It was a finding.
Whether you say it cannot have two, it was a finding, and he's lying when he says that. Yesterday, we were reading 3 types of inconclusive that can prompt someone to actually test further.
Well, then Mshololo said, so it's wrong that it's written there to say and found. Sereo said, in my opinion, seemed to struggle when he answered this question. He started by saying, I'm not going to, and then he said, I read the whole, and then he said, when I interrupt this, I don't only look at one word. I read the whole statement under paragraph 6.9. My interpretation on this paragraph is not only based on a single word.
Simple question. Is this a finding on the basis that this man is saying find 1, 2, 3 or not? We didn't ask for your interpretation or expertise in this case. We are asking, was this finding?
He didn't want to answer that question. Mshololo asked him, is it procedure to then go and fetch the firearm? Sereo said, I have already said that there are circumstances that substantiate the process. Regulation is there to provide guideline and cannot provide guidance on how to handle certain circumstances. Mshololo then said, thank you. Now they went to IBIS. Does it accept 9mm bullets without cartridges? Sereo said it accepts 9mm bullets. Even without cartridges, Sereo said, the bullet I'm referring to, the front component, is not answering the question again. Sereo said that during the firing, there will be a separation of components. Bullet goes to the target, cartridge stays on the gun or exits the gun. Mshololo asked him, does it accept 9mm without the cartridges? Sereo said, yes, it accepts 9mm found from the scene. Mshololo then said, how long does it take for one person to exchange the barrel from the gun? This one in this case. And Sereo said that's an unfair question because the process will depend on the competency of that person, the level of skill. A highly skilled operator will be able to change it quickly within a short space of time, but the other one without the same level of proficiency may take longer. So Mshololo asked him, if it's a person from ballistics who is trained in the use of firearms, will it be quick? Sereo said a trained person can do it quickly. Sereo said that the IBIS compares and correlates all the exhibits that are in the database. It correlates them against each other. So asked if IBIS can pick up a bullet from another case and a firearm from another case, then IBIS would be able to pick them up. Sereo said that it provided that those samples have been acquired in the system. So the question I have here is, did Mangena load these bullets on the system in 2014?
I can almost answer that question with is, in my opinion, he did. Not Mangena, Ruloffs,
but Mangena was there at the scene in 2014, and the Musia delivered the exhibits to the lab, to the forensic science lab, right? So did he load those bullets in 2014 after he got them?
Was the question
IBIS
of when does these bullets get to be loaded answered?
No.
That's where the problem is.
Because
yes, he could have. He could have.
He could have.
And they are testing against that now.
Because had he done that, then wouldn't he have picked up a long time ago?
That's why they are running away with the cartridges. Done. Yes, that's why they are running away with cartridges. They are saying only cartridges. That's why Rudolph couldn't pick it up when he was touching. Hey, because he was using cartridges to look.
So does it mean that in 2020 he was scrolling through IBIS looking for something that matches the bullet that he had, that he may have not have loaded onto the system in 2014? What is going on? So Sereo said that he was outlining the procedure, not necessarily what happened in the case. And Shololo asked him, the exhibit sat at the ballistic for 5 years because the reports were conducted in 2015. IBIS could not pick them up until Mangena conducted the examination in 2020. Is this normal? Sereo said, I have already explained that for automated firearms, only the test cartridge cases from those firearms are acquired onto the system. It is this moment when Sereo realized that he effed up. Cross-examination with Nomalo. And also prior, when Mshololo was asking him the same question, does IBIS load the cartridges and the bullets of a 9mm? And he said yes. Now he realized, oh my God. Well, he said that IBIS collects even bullets from 9mm pistols. Then he corrected himself to say he made a mistake. What he meant to say was that all cartridge cases of firearms are acquired into the system with respect to bullets. Only test bullets from revolvers and rifles are acquired into the IBIS system. All bullets from crime scenes are acquired into the system. But he could not really say that pistols, bullets are not, like Mangena said with confidence, that bullets for 9mm pistols are not loaded.
Let us reset and lie. Yeah, my gosh.
Then Shololo moved to the theories, the CMS and the matching pattern, or the pattern matching. Sereo said that there's only one examination process, and this question comes on the interpretation, the counting of marks in CMS, or the consideration of marks in terms of pattern matching. But the examination process is the same. Shololo asked him, you said they coexist. It means the examiner can use any of the two theories in identification of striations. And Sereo said yes, although they are not mutually exclusive, but they are standard operating systems. He said we must use the pattern matching. It, however, recognizes CMS. And he said, as I've already said, in South Africa, we use pattern matching. Sereo then said, CMS does not disagree with pattern matching. It just establishes the minimum threshold of striations, while pattern matching does not.
So it's saying it is mandated, in a sense, for us to use CMS. I mean,
use pattern matching.
Pattern matching.
Yes. And Mshololo asked him, would one be wrong for using CMS? And Sereo said the guidelines in South Africa say default method is pattern matching. So he is forcing it upon South Africa. The bullet just showed, Mshololo then went on to the bullet that was brought into the court yesterday for viewing, or the day before yesterday for viewing. And he said that that bullet was in a handkerchief. So is that a procedure to bring a bullet in a handkerchief? Guys, I did not see that bullet. I don't want to lie. I just saw the reactions from the defense counsel. Their facial expressions said quite a lot, you know, to leave to our imagination. But then to actually find out today that that bullet was in a handkerchief, I could not believe it. The whole bullet
that is supposed to have DNA and all that.
I couldn't believe it. I was shooketh. I was like, what? What is Mangena doing?
Not Mangena. All of them. What are they doing?
Why are you guys putting that bullet in a You removed it from a bag and put it in a... Yane? And Sereo said it should be sealed. Mshololo then said, and be kept in ballistics in a sealed bag until it's booked out. And Sereo said, yes. Mshololo said, where did you get this one where you put it in a handkerchief? The state objected, saying that Mangena opened the bag in front of everyone, and that is why it was in that state. It was Baloyi who started, and then the judge came in to support. So, this is Mangena's way of doing things. I like what
did there. Refuse that thing.
Well, he said that, and you know what the problem is? It's contaminated even further now.
Obvious.
It's wiped out. Whatever could have had some, it's gone. It's in a handkerchief. So the judge also tried to assist Baloyi in explaining that the bullet was first brought by Mangena, then wrapped in a handkerchief. All of them saw it. They saw the firearm as well as the test bullet. Then Mshololo said that she was not there when that happened, and the judge said, you were there, please. I don't remember whether she was there or not, you know. And at this point, I don't think I care, because I'm more concerned about why the judge is not concerned about the contamination of the evidence. Shouldn't that be at least the priority for the judge? Shouldn't he be more worried about the fact that this bullet is now removed from a seal bag and put in a handkerchief? Why is that happening? And he said, because the case is not over. You understand what I'm saying? The trial is not over. Why is it not in a proper seal bag? And he said that it's not the first time that this is done in court, talking to the viewing of the gun and viewing of the bullet. Mshololo said the witness must answer. And the judge said it was opened by Mangena. And Mshololo said, my lord, I'm asking if it's procedure that the exhibit be shown in a handkerchief or they should be handled in an exhibit bag, irregardless of it being shown in court. It should have been shown in the status of being in a sealed exhibit bag. Then they asked Sereo again, where did you get this one, which is not in an exhibit bag but a handkerchief? And Sereo said, I was informed that the seal bag was broken for court proceedings. It is one of those exceptional circumstances. The exceptional circumstances that are ordinary. This time, this exhibit is in court for the purposes of proceedings. And Mshololo asked him, but it should not be handled in a handkerchief, but forensic bag. And Sereo said, I'm not going to comment further on that question. Well, Mshololo then said, Mangena fired 8 test bullets. Is this the procedure for examination? Sereo said that they do not have a maximum limit in terms of the tests that one has to fire for the reasons that he explained yesterday in court. And Mshololo asked, under what procedure was the other analyst brought to verify these findings? And Sereo said, when a reviewer reaches a separate finding from the original examiner, the procedure allows an additional person to be involved. But in the case of an agreement, the process can stop right there. And Mshololo asked, in this case, because there was an agreement, why did the process not stop there? And Sereo said he could not answer this question because he did the verification alone and signed for it. He doesn't know if any other person came before or after him. What he knows is that he verified Mangena's findings, and when he did that, he was alone. So Mshololo then said the reason why the additional 2 analysts were asked to do the verification is because you had not reached an agreement and your report was inconclusive because you did not have sufficient individual striations to match the exhibit. Sereo said that is incorrect. Mangena approached him alone and did the verification alone, so he can only testify about his role alone in the matter. Then that wrapped up Mshololo's cross-examination. Advocate Nxumalo asked for permission to ask one more question, and he went back to Mangena's affidavit. He also asked Sereo about the bullet found on the kitchen top. It is the same bullet that was circulated in court in a handkerchief. the previous day, and it had a damage on the nose. I even remember it being mentioned like it was some form of an important thing. And Nxumalo said when the examiner examines the bullet, does he look at the caliber of the bullet under a microscope or under the naked eye? Then he would come to the conclusion that it is fired a 9mm bullet. While Sereo said the examiner must weigh the bullet to get the mass of the bullet and must also use a vernier caliber to measure the diameter of the bullet. And he must also study the rifling system used on the bullet. He must also examine the type of shape of the bullet. Then after that, he will be in a position to determine the caliber. And Nxumalo asked him, is it also correct that you also assessed the condition of the bullet when it was received by him? Sereo said naturally he must examine the whole specimen. If he notes something, he must note it down. And they asked him, where must he note this down? Sereo said there are worksheets that are prescribed that they must use. And as you examine the bullet, when you see something of significance, you note it in that worksheet. It could be a damage, it could be a piece of bone, it could be pieces from clothing, fiber. I'm like, was he not supposed to find something? Maybe if they are going to put it to us that that bullet is the one that took the deceased life, how come it was not tested for the DNA? Maybe wasn't it supposed to have blood nyana or have the fabric of the t-shirt, the white t-shirt that he was wearing, something, but none of those tests were done. I don't think we'll ever know that. And Nxumalo said, so the examiner will note damage on the worksheet, not on the report. Sereo said on the report, he will only state the caliber, so he won't note the damage on the nose, asked Nxumalo. And Sereo said he will only state the damage if it is to an extent where you are rendered unable to determine the caliber. So Sereo said he does, or he came with the case file of Mangena, which is also the one that he was using. Shololo said that she received a message from Nisi that he was still busy at court in the middle of the trial and he wasn't yet done. Well, the judge blamed Nisi in his absence, saying that he took another matter in a junior court. Normally, it is never done because this judge is too soft. He lets advocates get away with murder. Any judge who handles a marathon criminal trial will tell you that you can't take 2 or more cases while this case is going ahead. Well, the JP was brought up again.
Hey, we're tired.
The JP was asking him when is he finishing with this case. Well, he was clearly upset. And the judge wanted to know if the other 4 that said that they had verified or agreed with what Mangena tested. Baloyi now said that they microscopically examined and gave an opinion. They don't have worksheets. And I remembered you yesterday telling us that you don't think these people will be coming.
This case is boring now. If we were betting for money,
you'd be a millionaire.
Hey, I told you that those guys, they have not deposited any paperwork, nothing, because they never did test this thing.
Now this is why part of the reason why I objected to Ramasipili and said that they agreed and did not verify. So Ramasipili tomorrow must stand up and correct that mess. Put it on record. Because I don't think those 4, now I'm more convinced they are not coming.
I told you. The guy is resting there by the beach. You come and tell him, hey, Chief, I need you to do favor. Hey, Chief, I've resigned.
Show me.
I've resigned. All the cases that were pending were done by me.
I'm not about to play with my pension fund like that.
Now you want to come and tell me that there's a case pending. I was never part of that.
I am not playing with my pension fund. Hell no. I work too hard. I'm tired. No.
Let me rest and focus on my family. Those people, those ones of no color, they are big in families.
Yes, no. No. You sort it out.
My house in Cape Town.
Yes, you sort it out. I'm not coming. Andes.
I mean, Cape Town is a country of its own, or some Orania or something, wherever he is. It's like, guys, you can call now, but before you call, guys, please like the video. Let's see the numbers, and the numbers are not numbering, Emil.
Guys, please like the video.
We have close to 700.
Please like the video, guys. Pressani will like. Please, toch, man. Like the video, okay? Like. Find it with your remote. Once you press that remote, you are there, and then you navigate with the arrows. You look for a sign that's like this with a thumbs up, and you press it.
The guy was like, "No way, I'm not coming back." You did this thing with who's this guy who you took from Cape Town?
Stain.
Look at what happened.
You
want me to come to that case? No. You guys are on your own. No, Chief.
Sereo's verification is enough.
Yeah, on your own. I told you, they are not. Those guys are not. So now they're going to need to find them and make a statement. And
at least they will have Friday, maybe by Monday.
Did you say he's going to bring them?
No, he did not.
Yeah, no, they're not coming.
It means maybe his attempts did not become
They
fruitful.
are not coming. I tell you now. They're not coming.
I would say no if
We're
I was in
almost
that
the case.
position.
You are watching.
How I'm watching it updates every day. How I'm watching Zanzi reality up. I'm not going.
If they
there.
force you, you go to that court and say, "My lord, I've watched this case."
Yes.
I'm conflicted.
I'm conflicted. I've been watching it since day one. I will not make a credible witness.
Hey. My lord, I've watched this case.
I know what's happening and I know what he has testified.
So, yeah, I cannot say anything.
Why did you watch? I could not help myself.
Because I didn't know I was going to testify.
Because you didn't know you were going to testify.
I thought I was on the loose, so I was allowed to watch any case.
And it would be justified because Vele, you were not on the witness list.
So I would go, if they force me, they say, "Chief, we're going to lose your job." No, it's fine. I'll go to court. It's fine, I'm there. I would write the whole statement. Then who wrote the statement? I could have wrote it, but already it's messed up now. I've watched the case. I'm done. I'm no longer going to take part in this case.
That's a plan. That is a plan, though.
But some people will feel like some people who are there. It feels like those ones they were tracked. You know, you were told you budge or you don't budge. You going there. You go like that's how it feels like. I don't know, man. That's how I feel.
Like they didn't have a choice.
There was no choice. So I go there nicely, chill with them, wait with them, eat their food in the hotel there, chill. And guys, tomorrow you must say 1, 2, 3, practice if I have to practice.
You'll practice.
When I go there, my lord, before I say anything, I've watched this case. It's on TV.
Yo, can you imagine the reaction of the judge? Yo!
Yeah, that's good. What can you do? It's tough, Jeff. It's tough. Going there is tough. Stop. What can I do? I'll go there. I'll go there. I'll cooperate. I'm with you. I'm with you, leaders. Don't worry. We've got each other's back. I've got you. Don't even need just to call some wine there. If I need wine, call some stuff there. If I'm chilling there by the hotel, bring me nice life. I'll rest by 8. I'm resting. Tomorrow, when I go in there, I say, "No, can I declare?" As if I don't know that this case is. I'm declaring that I've watched this case. That's it.
And that is how you're off the hook.
Hey. That's it. This thing has a potential of damaging your reputation.
True.
No.
It
No,
does.
I've
It
watched
does
this
have that
case.
potential
Yes.
of making you look
This
like...
thing of flip-flopping on the stand there when these people are choosing, it's 4 guys. You go through 4 guys vigorously.
Yes, says...
You have to answer those questions. They repeat some of these questions different way. I know. I've watched this one. This one is not the one. I've watched it. Done. Then my lord, we're not aware of such. As we prepare the witness never divulged such information, and we would like to apologize for such inconvenience. Perhaps my lord maybe should sit the matter down until tomorrow. Now I'm off the hook, guys. My ticket back to wherever I need to go. If I'm going to KZN, back to KZN. I don't even want to stay in Joburg after doing that.
Yeah, staying in Joburg is a risk.
I trust no one.
It's a risk. It's a huge risk.
I need to go home. I'm not going to stay and wait for the rain and heavy rains. So I just need to go. I'm not going to play around. So yeah, guys, please call if you can. If you don't want to call, it's okay. Tomorrow is another day.
Yeah.
I would actually take this early nap because I need to be prepared for tomorrow. But just before we exit, I'm just going to say thank you, Mamelo. Thank you, Nolukanyo. Thank you, Masarami. Thank you, Discover Your Life Solutions. Laughing there. Pasi Moroka, thank you. Boikanyo, Mabe, thank you. Sizwe 18, thank you to me. Thank you very much. Siso 1207, thank you. Shle, thank you. BBM, our moderator, thank you. Tiani Mbinga, thank you very much. Thank you, Mrs. K, for being with us today and sharing with us everything. And again, thank you for those who have contributed, joined the membership. We appreciate you. You keep these lights going. Vusutando, thank you very much for being with us up to this far. Lebza, thank you. Lerato, thank you very much for being with us today. Nolkanyongao, if I have not mentioned you, thank you very much for being with us for today and watching. Please, guys, do watch even if there are adverts. Please interact with them, like the video.
Yes,
Katith, thank you very much for being with us. We appreciate you. The video is yours to do what you need to do with it, share it, and do the right thing on this video. I'm hoping that you enjoyed it. Ayanda, thank you for being with us. Mlambo Designs, thank you for being with us.
Lambo Designs, I like.
Lungwana
as a brand.
Thank you for being with us. Yes, do you know Mlambo Designs?
No, I like it as a brand.
As a brand, yes. Brandangema, thank you for being with us. We
I hope you have
appreciate
something going on with it.
on
It's a
that
nice
Mlambo
name.
Design. Yes. Brian Stolle, thank you for being with us. We appreciate you. Ndumiso, thank you for being with us. Let me see. King Seb, thank you for being with us. Gaby, our member, thank you for being with us. We appreciate you. Mami, thank you for being with us. We appreciate all your efforts of being with us. Siponengo, we appreciate you, and we hope you enjoyed this show with us, and it gave you a certain perspective of looking at this thing. Sometimes it can be confusing, but Crash, thank you for being with us. We appreciate you guys for being. We appreciate you. Laughing at Emily. I don't know what you did. Dikeledi, thank you for being with us. Matota Marau, thank you for being with us. We appreciate you. Jimmy James, thank you for being with us. Siabulela Mzize, thank you for being with us. We appreciate you. Nati, Thank you for being with us. We appreciate all of you. Sandile Njabuliso Kamamzolo. Thank you for being with us. We appreciate you. Lula Masirai, you were here. You marked the register. We appreciate you. Please like the video while I do this. Like the video. Kosinati Zakwe, our member, thank you for being with us. We appreciate you. And Ned, thank you for your generous donation and being with us. And even in this time where you are busy with other things, you came in. We appreciate you. You did say that you're gonna be busy.
Yes.
Our moderator, thank you. Our member, thank you. We can say a lot of things. You have a lot of things that you are doing for this channel. We appreciate that. Mamelo Skunana, thank you. You were here. I always want to go through Malachi. Johannes, thank you for being with us. We appreciate your support. Cecilia, thank you. Hi, family. Cecilia, hi. We appreciate you. Tantaye, too. Thank you. We appreciate. Siba, thank you. We appreciate. Lebuhang, thank you. We appreciate. Tingan, thank you. You were here and we appreciate. We saw you on the comment section. As we do that, guys, your video is here. Please like the video. So push it to 100. Why not 100? If you have not joined a member, what are you with membership? What are you waiting for? Please do that. Laura, thank you, our member, for being with us. Lanjiwe Sibanda, thank you for being with us. Slangabezi Sly, thank you. We appreciate you. I know the coming witness needs to take your advice. They must stay tough unless they want to stand there forever and assist one man if you are assisting one man allegedly. But yeah, mina vele ngafika lapha ngiflipe angeke ngimoshe isikhathi mangathiwa I would just go straight. Hey, I'm conflicted. Telling myself, I know that once I say I'm conflicted, I'm not a credible witness. POC to Tandongo, but thank you very much for being with us. Wow, for the first time I'm live with you guys. However, I'm late. We appreciate you for being here and late, but you're gonna continue because the video is here. We appreciate that. Charlie, thank you guys. What did Ntabiseng point out to the police? It was a bullet.
It was a bullet
on the floor.
And she said it was silver. How can we forget?
Yeah, it was silver.
A silver thing that looked like a metal. She didn't want to say it's a bullet.
Pedro, good night, family. Good show tonight. Thank you. Thank you, Pedro.
Thank you.
Yes, super knowledge sharing channel. Morning, Mzansi. Morning, super knowledge sharing channel. We hope that you are just entering and you are going to continue with the video. Please like the video, share the video. Let us leave this video to 500 and then leave it for the morning gang. They always come through. I promise you, if we leave it any number to 600, they will push it to 2000.
Are they the best?
They are dangerous like that. It's a night from us. Thank you very much for all that participated and welcome to my new members. If you haven't and you're still thinking about it, join it. It's safe. The account that you put there, it does not reflect to us. It only a credible YouTube that sees it.
Yeah.
Obviously, which is what? Google.
Yes.
Yes. So it's not us. Tinanje, all we see is you changing the name to green. And then we know you're a member.
Yeah.
Thank you.